Hello and welcome to the Superwomen Wellness Connection channel. My name is Kim Goldtom. I'm the owner and founder of Creating Legacy Wellness, and my goal is to be interviewing weekly local superwomen in my area to share a little bit about what they do and how wellness is part of that. So today I have with me here Barbara Gibson. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here with you.
Me too. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm so excited to learn more about your business, Captured Images by Barbara. Can you share with me a little bit about how you got started in photography?
Okay. Well, this is actually my second career. I'm a 31-year veteran teacher for Hampton City Schools, and I basically taught the sciences, biology. I taught some chemistry in high school and alternative education. So this is actually my second career. But what kind of got me into photography, I've always liked taking pictures. My family members kind of look to me if they need a picture for this or a picture for that. It's always like, oh, we can go to Barbara. She probably has a picture that we can use. But even in my teaching, I was never a big fan of the traditional bulletin board kits that you would kind of buy from the teacher stores and all. So most of my bulletin boards and things that I used in school actually were photos that I took of my students doing different activities.
Oh.
I mean, teaching science, when they would do their lab activities or any kind of hands-on activity, I would always take pictures of it. And that was basically what my bulletin boards always consisted of. And when my parents would come in for conferences, back to school nights and so forth and so on, they got really excited seeing their kids' pictures up. And then at the end of the school year, I used to try to have enough pictures of every single student so that they could have a picture to take home with them. So that's kind of, how I really started really clinging and gravitating to photography. And about 2 years before I retired from teaching, I knew I wanted something else to do. I'm not a big stay-at-home TV watcher, not a big shopper and all of that. So I started taking some photography classes in our local art centers right here in the Hampton Roads area. And from then on, I took up a photography internship under Marilyn Crump. She's my mentor, so I did a internship, apprenticeship for about 18 months under her right after I retired. So that's what I've been doing ever since, and got my business license in 2017, and I've been rolling ever since.
Thank you for sharing. That's fantastic. And I love that part that you shared about your bulletin boards and how you implemented the students that you had in your classes and made them part of it, and how much of an impression that had on their family when they came in. And so that says a lot about the impact photography can have, which really leads me to my next question is, what would you say are the wellness benefits to photography and photos in general?
Well, I'm a fine art and freelance photographer. So basically in fine art photography, it's not just the image that I see, but basically I photograph what I enjoy, which is primarily outdoor photography. I'm a big fan of the outdoors, and we live in a beautiful area. So I try to capture the beauty of what I'm looking at and transform that more into like an art form. And being outside for me is important. Even right now that we're going through this coronavirus and all, and it's really important that you protect yourself. I still take time to kind of be outside and to be away from people, because with fine art photography, especially your outdoor photography, I can take all kinds of photos and be way beyond away from people. For example, the picture that's right behind me, this is that I did down at Huntington Park, right by the James River. And this is a photo that I did at sunset. And I also do a lot of my photos, not always on photo paper, but this one I had reproduced onto canvas. So it looks really, really nice on canvas. And when you just look at it, it's in the evening. There's probably a boat coming in with this last catch, and then the sunset is so beautiful out there. And actually, a lot of people think that that's been run through filters and retouched, and it hasn't. But you know, being out there in the evening was just so relaxing. And my husband has just kind of gotten over a major open heart surgery a year ago. And oftentimes, when he just didn't feel good at night, we would go out, sit by the water, and that really helped to relax him. And of course, sitting out there, I usually took my camera, so I would get, you know, some shots of him just at the water, or just, you know, photographing the sunsets. And we have actually beautiful sunsets here in the Hampton Roads area.
Yeah.
In the daytime, if you're out there, you are feeding yourself that vitamin D, that D that comes from sunlight. So especially right now, they want us to do the social distancing, but it's really important to still take care of ourselves. And also what I look at with photography, when you have photos or artwork hanging in your home, it's something that you like. When every time you put something up on your wall, it's your choice. It's something that you enjoy. And it's nothing nicer than being able to come home after you've been out working or doing whatever you're doing, and kind of sit back and enjoying the beauty that you have created in your home and also in your business space. I know when I go sometimes to places and I have to sit in, you know, in a waiting room and wait for an appointment or whatever, first thing I do, I kind of look around at the walls. And if I see something that, you know, kind of relaxes me, especially say if you're going to the dentist. And if that place is, or that waiting area is decorated nicely with the artwork, it kind of relaxes you because you know what you have ahead of you, but it gives you something else to focus on. So being able to create beauty in your living space and your workspace is going to give you an overall healthy boost in your just overall attitude and the way you feel. So I think it's, you know, really important. And also keep in mind that your artwork on your wall, your fine art photography, is not paint. Paint's going to stay up there for years and years. Oh, okay, my walls are already covered. But why do they have to stay with those same pieces that you've already had up for 5, 10, maybe plus years? Freshen up your living space. And often that's a lot cheaper than going out and having to buy all new furniture.
Sure.
So it's amazing the transformation you do when you add an additional piece of artwork to your wall. So it's you know, it just really boosts your overall feeling of wellness.
Oh my gosh, I just love this. I mean, it's just, and you can just see when you talk about, especially when you shared about your experience with your husband, you know, at that beach and looking out at that park and at the sun set, and just that experience of relaxation. And now you've brought that picture home into your space. And for some of us, we might not even think about, you know, what's around, you know, our space and how does it really impact and make us feel. And you're really bringing photography with relaxation into your home. And of course, you know, when people are outside, they could, you know, they're getting that vitamin D as well. And you've given us some really neat things to consider and talking points. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And also I want to mention that on my website, barbaragibsonphotography.com, I have a gallery, which I call my spiritual gallery. So I have a number of photographs. Basically, they are along the outside photography arena in that area, but each of those photographs has a scripture, something that you can kind of look at and give you a sense of peace and a reassurance. And I had a opening exhibit back in, I believe that was my September exhibit. It was praising him through her lens. The whole exhibit, I had different photos that I've done with scripture verses on them.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. So really, people need to kind of take a look at their walls and, determine how do their walls currently make them feel. And if they don't have some art, they need to, which would obviously, in this case, photography types of art as art, really think about incorporating that to bring them a sense of calm and relaxation and rejuvenation, especially as more people are working from home, and that you even have the ones with the spiritual quotes and phrases on them, which is really exciting. That's another neat little piece. Thank you.
Mine too. Whenever I have my art exhibits, my openings and so forth, it's always family friendly. So I always encourage people to bring their kids, because it's nothing better than exposing your children to art early. And I've had families that have come out and, their children have seen pieces of mine that they like. And they will say, Mom, Dad, I really like this. Can I get this, for my bedroom? So you'd be surprised that kids do gravitate towards it. They just need that exposure.
That's exciting, because that really provides them an opportunity for defining their space to support them emotionally in a way that we wouldn't normally think about. So that's a really neat thing. I'm really glad that you've had that, opportunity for families to come together and be able to see that experience and how that helps all different, ages in the family too. That's exciting.
And I've been doing a little porch photography.
Oh, cool.
COVID, yes. So don't be surprised if, if you and your family outside in your yard, if I ride by my car window, can I get a shot of you all? And I will definitely, leave you with some information so you can contact me if you're interested in that. But, Hampton Roads has changed quite a bit, since we've been under this virus and all. But I would like what I do to continue to bring people some, some hope, some uplifting, a little joy, because we're going to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be at home, have your home a place that, you're really enjoying. Because I know most of us probably haven't spent this much time at home, especially not just at home as the resident, but at home as an inside at our homes in such a long time. And so now you kind of look around and say, oh, you know what? We could do this. We could change this around, change that around. And adding a new piece of photography as an art form on your wall, like I was saying, it takes very little effort. And you can reach out to me through my website, and everything that I have can be ordered also through my website, and it comes straight to you.
Oh my gosh, that can't be any simpler. That is so easy, and I'll make sure that in the description below this video that we have all of your information and ways for people to connect with you. And so it sounds like you are still doing some kind of photography during this period. Is that correct?
I am. I recently, and I got the idea when my husband first came out of the hospital, and I was home caregiving with him, and I wasn't able to leave him for long periods of time. I actually learned a whole lot more about my own backyard. I didn't really spend a lot of time in it. But on my Facebook page, Captured Images by Barbara, I have some photographs that I've taken of some birds in my backyard. A couple of summers ago, a friend of mine told me what to do to kind of attract hummingbirds, and they were amazing. I've seen hummingbirds, like you watch National Geographic and all that, but to actually have them come into your home backyard, and I had a hummingbird feeder, and it was just fascinating just watching them, and they were just so beautiful. And I put out another bird feeder this past spring, and I've been getting some birds that I really never even noticed in the Hampton Roads area. So I've kind of gotten more appreciation of my own. My backyard's not real large, but I've gotten a deeper appreciation for outdoor space just right here at my own residence. So I've posted some of those pictures as well on my social media.
That's great. I love that, because that gives people ideas, especially if they're not local and they have different stay-at-home mandates, because I have a cousin in Canada, for example, they're allowed to go outside into their backyard and in the front door space, but they're not allowed to go to parks or soccer fields or anything like that. And so what a great way for her to have ideas to, you know, get inspired by some of the natural beauty in her backyard, and even seeing it through the eyes of others, which is what you're bringing to everybody as well. So that's wonderful. I love that. Thank you.
But yeah, because it kind of slows you down and gives you a chance to kind of just sit back and reflect on what's all around you.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. Well, I really want to thank you for taking time out to be with me here today to share these amazing tips on, you know, what people can do and how they can utilize photography to create that sense of calm and relaxation and rejuvenation, empowerment. You listed so many different options, and I think that's really inspiring, and certainly relaxation and inspiration is what everybody is really looking for right now. So I want to really thank you for your time here today.
I guess we have to take advantage of it, because once this is all lifted, we'll be back in the rat race again.
I hear you. And then everybody will have beautiful works of art to help relax them when there's different things that are happening in their lives that they're experiencing as well. Well, thank you again. And again, I will be posting all of Barbara's information in the description below. And thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.